Oh, look in there. That is superb. Look at that, you've got all that melted mozzarella in there, look, with the cheddar and the slices of potato, the onions, and you know, it's perfectly cooked underneath. That is a fantastic pasty. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are doing a takeaway take on the butter pie, the Friday pie. We're making a butter pasty or a Friday pasty. So easy to bring together because we're using ready-made puff pastry. All we've got to do is chop some onions and some potatoes, stick the potatoes on to boil, fry some onions in some butter, put it all together, stick it in the oven, and we've got the takeaway butter pasty or Friday pasty. But we're going to put a little bit of a take to it. We're going to put a little dry herbs in there, and we are putting a layer of cheese to give that more oomph and goodness. So let's show you how to do it. Come on. So potatoes, we have got to get the potatoes on first. I've already peeled them. And all we are going to do is we are going to slice them roughly the same size. And the reason, we're going to boil them. We're going to stick them in a pan and boil them. Okay, we've got a few potatoes going on there. Want to grab a pan, and they want to be going in there. Now I've already started slicing just to make it easier. I'm going to chuck that in there. And we want just enough water to cover the potatoes. Now we have it, and we're going to stick them on to boil. Okay, we've got them on to boil, and as soon as they get up to boil, we're going to boil for 6 minutes, turn off, drain. The potatoes will be done. Onions, we need to slice a few onions. Now slice the onions any which way you want, that's up to you. So we've got some sliced onions going on there. And we're going to pan fry this in butter. Onions done. What we have to be doing is going in that pan with some butter. Flame on. Now at home, stick your oven on 180, 360. That will be enough to cook the pasties. I'm going to do mine about 170. So we've got a good amount of butter going on in there, look. And we're going in there with our onions. Not too hot a flame, just nice and steady. Now I'm going in there with a good pinch of dried thyme. And that's going to give us that seasoning all through our pasty. And I'm also going in there with some black pepper, freshly ground black pepper. No salt. There's salt in the cheese, in the cheddar cheese. However, if you want to salt, salt away. Nice little stir fry. Try not to burn it. If you burn it, so be it. It's going inside the pie anyway. We just want to soften them all up so we can layer up inside our pasty. So try not to burn them if you can. But you know, caramelised onions work really well in a pasty anyway. A nice little steady one, this. Very quick to come together. We're not really doing any work, we're only cooking potatoes and onions. Okay, that's got it. We can turn that off. They are cooked enough because it's going to go in a pasty for 20 minutes. Okay, as soon as your potatoes take a fork, they're done. We just need to drain them now. Let them cool a little minute. Okay, so we want to grab ourselves a tray. Now, like I say, I'm using ready-made puff pastry. So we want to get our pastry bases on there. And then we're going to put our filling on and fill it up. It's really, really that easy, honestly. And this makes it like the ultimate Friday pie. So don't forget, you're really in control of how you put your filling together. All you've got to do is make sure you get it in the middle so you can seal over the pastry over the top. So what we're going to do is put some potato in there. We're going to sort of like layer it up a little bit if we can. Want a little bit of potato in the bottom on all of these. Now, don't stress about it, you know. You're putting it in. You're enjoying it. Put in what you want. This is like the ultimate cheese pie, if you like. You know, a cheese pasty is just mashed potato and onion. We're giving this a little bit of body. Now you can do anything you want. You know, you could put mustard in there, anything, up to you. Flavour it up how you like. So get some more potato on there. Just squash it in. You know, we're making a pasty. Put it in there. We want it in. We don't want to be eating just pastry. Don't worry about the pie. You know, when you put the lid on, if it doesn't sit on because you've got too much filling, lift it up and clamp it. Okay, it might be slightly rounded, but it's going to cook. Don't worry. Make it easy for you. Now, I've talked myself into the idea of putting some mustard in there. Just a little dobbing in there. And then I'm just going to go in there with some cheddar cheese. A nice little bit of cheddar cheese. You can use grated cheese, it doesn't matter. Anything. Don't stress. I'm even going in there with a little bit of mozzarella. Let's get that stringiness when we bite into it. Oh. Okay, so we've piled it up. It's ridiculous. It's too high. We're making it for us. Get a little bit of butter. Now, the thing about making your own pasties like this with ready-made puff pastry, it's already packed with butter. Oven on. Let it wear away. Right, these things are huge. You know, if you're making a pasty, you make a pasty. Enjoy it. Over the top. It doesn't fit. Oh no. Bring up the bottom. Bring up the bottom and squash it together. Oh, look at that monstrosity. Fantastic. Over the top. Stick those corners. Look at those. Right, someone asked me the other day about egg wash or milk wash. Now, you don't need to actually egg wash this sort of thing because there's so much butter in the pastry. However, I'm going to milk wash it. They were asking about milk wash. Can you milk wash? Yes, you can. Just put the milk over it. Now, what happens with the milk? It gives a lighter colour. Now, the only other thing with this is that onion and potato have to vent off in there. Now, we're going to put a couple of little vent holes in. And what could happen, the cheese could seep out. Don't worry about it. And that goes in the oven. And we are going to bake 175 20 minutes. On 20 minutes time, have a look at those pasties. They should be nicely cooked through. You know, they could open a little bit where we rolled it over. You know, we want a filling in ours. We're not making one of those thin things. We want something to take to work or to enjoy at home with some beans or some veg or anything like that. We're making a Friday pasty or butter pasty, which is, it's got to be a takeaway type meal. Okay, we got that finished on there. We might as well get those out. Whoa, look at those. They are amazing. A little bit of cheese come out of this one. Don't worry about it. Those two have actually held up really, really well. They look superb. That is definitely another take on the butter pie. Let it cool down a little minute and then we're going to cut one open and see what it looks like inside. Okay, all we got to do now is serve some up. Still a bit warm, but we're going to put them on this tray. Make them look a bit more presentable, eh? And then what we'll do is we'll take one for cutting. Whoa. Okay, so what we need to be doing is coming through this pasty and just have a look at the interior. Now don't forget it's a pasty and not a pie. Oh, look. Look in there. That is superb. Look at that, you've got all that melted mozzarella in there, look, with the cheddar and the slices of potato, the onions. And you know, it's perfectly cooked underneath. That is a fantastic pasty. Now, whatever you serve it with is up to you, but you know, that goes really well with baked beans. Let's get some baked beans on there. Just look at that. That is a perfect butter pasty, Friday pasty, meat-free Fridays. That is a full, hearty little meal right there. Let's give it a taste test. Now this is ideal. You know, you've got an ideal pasty there. Takeaway, not a problem. Take to work, anything. Come home. Very quick to put together. A good light meal. Meatless Fridays. Just look in there. Let's come in there. All those layers of onion, potato, cheese. That is sensational. Look at all those layers in there. Now this thing is absolutely red hot. And that mozzarella cheese is a nice addition. Look, it's got nice and stringy. Oh, cheesy throughout. Cheesy throughout. You got the crunch of the potatoes. You got that onion in there with that little bit of thyme. And a little hint of mustard. Only a little hint of mustard. You know, you could serve this up with anything. You know, I've served it up with baked beans here. Just to make it a good, meatless Friday meal. You know, and on a takeaway, you would just eat it straight out of your hand. Oh, that is one heck of a meatless Friday pie. Butter pie, Friday pie, that is delicious. Full of cheese in there with the onions and the potatoes. A lot of goodness in there. If you like what we're doing, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe. Share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. We'll catch you in the next video.